Back then, she laughed at my dreams and walked away. Today, she walked into my office, holding a resume. And the look on her face when she saw me, I'll never forget it. Riyan Malik still remembered the exact words she used. "Sorry, Riyan. You're sweet, but I can't build a future on maybes. I need someone with a real plan." That night, he had walked home alone, the sting of rejection burning deeper than the hunger in his stomach. She had been his college crush, beautiful, confident, out of his league in every way. And when he finally gathered the courage to tell her how he felt, she smiled politely, then broke his heart. But Riyan didn't get bitter. He got to work. He stayed up while others slept, coding through cheap coffee and noisy roommates, chasing an idea no one believed in but him. He didn't have money. He didn't have connections. But he had grit and a quiet promise to himself. One day she'll see me again. And it'll be different. Years passed. His startup grew. Investors came. Clients came. And with them, success. Now, as the founder of a fast-growing tech firm with offices across the country, Riyan sat in his sleek glass office, calm, sharp, respected. And then it happened. HR sent over a new applicant, marketing role, experienced, good credentials. He opened the file. Name, Alina Roy, and before he could process it, there was a knock at the door. "Mr. Malik?" He looked up, and there she was. Alina stepped inside slowly, her eyes scanning the office. Clean lines, polished wood, a skyline view she probably couldn't have imagined him ever standing in front of. She didn't recognize him at first. "Hi," she said with a polite smile. "I'm here about the marketing associate position. HR said you wanted to meet candidates personally." Riyan leaned back in his chair, arms folded, quiet, watching. "You don't remember me, do you?" he asked. She blinked, confused, then tilted her head. "I'm sorry?" "It's Riyan," he said simply. "Riyan Malik." Her lips parted, and in that instant, he saw it all. The flicker of recognition, the flash of disbelief, and the weight of a memory she thought had long disappeared. "Riyan?" she said again, this time like a question she already knew the answer to. I didn't know this was your company." "It is," he replied, steady. "Welcome." She looked down, unsure. "You've done well." He smiled faintly. "I didn't have much choice. Rejection has a funny way of waking people up." There was silence, heavy but not cruel. "I'm sorry about that," she said finally, voice quiet. "What I said back then." "You said what you believed," he replied. "And maybe you were right. I didn't have much to offer." She looked up at him. "But you still tried." He didn't respond. Instead, he opened the resume in front of him again. "Your application's solid. You've done good work. This interview, let's treat it like we don't have history. You're a candidate. I'm the employer. Deal?" She nodded slowly. Deal. But as she sat down, still slightly shaken, Riyan knew something she didn't. This wasn't just another interview. It was closure. And maybe something more. Alina sat across from him, her hands folded tightly in her lap, trying to look composed. But Riyan could see it. The slight tremble in her fingers, the flicker of old memories behind her eyes. He glanced at her resume again. "So, tell me, why do you want this job?" She cleared her throat. "It's a strong company with a great reputation. The role aligns with my skills, and I'm looking for stability. Growth." He nodded. "Fair enough." She hesitated, then added softly, "To be honest, I need a fresh start. Things haven't exactly gone how I planned." Riyan looked up. "I was in a good firm," she continued. "But it went under during the last wave of layoffs. I've been job hunting ever since." He didn't say anything. just let her words settle in the space between them. I know we have a past, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. But I'm not here because of that. I'm here because I believe I can do the job. Riyan leaned forward, his expression unreadable. Alina, do you remember the cafe? That afternoon you said I wasn't enough? She looked away, ashamed. Yes. I went home that day and made a decision, not to prove you wrong, but to prove myself right. She met his eyes, and in them saw something she hadn't expected. Forgiveness, not bitterness. I'm not that broke dreamer anymore, he continued, but I'm still the same man, the one who believed in something no one else did. Alina's voice was barely a whisper. I never stopped thinking about that day. I know, he said gently. There was a pause. Then he slid her resume to the side. You're hired. She blinked. Just like that? He smiled. This isn't about the past, Alina. It's about whether we can build something better this time, professionally. The rest will find its own way. She sat back, stunned. Thank you, Riyan. Truly. And as she stood to leave, he said one last thing, soft and sure. Sometimes rejection is a redirection, and sometimes it brings you right back to where you were always meant to be. Alina walked out of the office slowly, her thoughts louder than the sound of her heels on the polished floor. The hallway felt longer than she remembered, like every step was pulling her through pieces of her own past. Shattered pride, lost chances, and the boy she never thought would rise so high, or forgive so quietly. Inside, Riyan sat still, staring at the resume left behind on the desk. Not because he doubted the hire, but because a part of him still couldn't believe how life had come full circle. That evening, the office was quiet. Most employees had left, the lights dimmed to a soft hum. Riyan stepped into the break room, pouring himself a coffee, when he heard footsteps. He turned. Alina stood there again, this time without a resume, without the walls. I didn't come back to ask for anything else, she said. I just needed to say, you didn't just prove yourself right. You proved me wrong, about what matters. He said nothing, waiting. I used to think success was about money, image, status, she continued. But watching you today, how you speak, how you lead, I see now that real success is quiet and powerful and full of heart. Riyan leaned against the counter. And what are you looking for now? She met his gaze, steadier this time. A second chance, not just at work, but at being better, at recognizing what really counts. He smiled, just a little. Then let's start over. No history? She asked. No pressure, he corrected. They both smiled, and as they stood in the soft glow of the empty office, there was no grand apology, no dramatic twist, just two people, grown by time, finally standing on equal ground, ready to rewrite what had once been lost. Because sometimes, the person who once walked away returns at the exact moment they're meant to stay. Share this if you believe in second chances.